Temporal here, and today we're going to be reviewing a Platinum Genji / Ashe player. If you guys are looking for coaching yourselves, you can join my Discord, which is in the description below, to see my rates. Or if you're just here to watch the content, have a good time, that's fine too. Do feel free to like and subscribe. And with that, here we go. There we go.
This guy's clear for me. Clearing the area.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, going up here for the flank spam. Do you hear him to your left? He did make noise. So poking at the Rhine Shield if you can't get over it is fine. Do definitely swap to the available Mercy and Lucio targets here, though. Genji is not a terribly great shield breaker. You shoot at the shield when you've got nothing else, but really your value in the poke is that you can sort of get over shields. You can go, oh, let me go up here and throw a shuriken at you. Let me climb up here, throw a shuriken at you. Like, your value is that you can get around or get above shields, not that you can throw into them. If it's what's there, that's fine, take it, but make sure you're at the very least swapping to other targets when they're available. I think you're wussing out to be doing widespread rather than single shurikens there, but that's okay. No, you do not dash that. Let's rewatch that. This dash is for movement. I can live with it. Just to show you again, that Echo's up there, you're instead poking at the Reinhardt. That Lucio's there, you're poking at the Reinhardt. The Mercy's there, you're poking at the Reinhardt. Now you swap to the Lucio. That first widespread is fine. He was close when you started it. That second one is you wussing out. Not sure why you threw your shurikens at the Rhine there rather than staying on the Lucio. And that Lucio, even with the dash, had more than 40 health left. Yeah, so you calculated that wrong. I know I'm triple watching this, but I want to make sure I understand. Did you dash there thinking that he was going to be there? Let me just understand your thinking. Yeah, I know. Now do your double widespread. And now we slow it down all the way. Do a widespread there. If you'd done a shot on the Lucio, this could have worked, because your Moy was helping you with the Lucio. So another 2 shurikens on him. No, you were diving at him, but you were diving at him when he had plenty of health left. This is wrong. You're now diving into a Reinhardt who, can drop his hammer and swing at you. They've still got their Mercy pocket right there. Like, do you have things that are really going to threaten the Reinhardt if he drops? A little, not super. So yeah, this is wrong. You need to be using your dash when you can get out with it if you're dashing into an enemy team like this. You don't dash into an enemy team unless it's going to get the kill or it's part of a coordinated dive. You don't go, oh, let me dash a core of people, a Reinhardt, a Lucio, and above you, is there anything? No, not yet. But you don't dash into groups like this because, 50 damage to that Reinhardt is nothing, and you're not going to finish the Lucio. The Lucio also has a pocket, so you're diving into a group of 3 here. No, you don't want to do this. You want to dash when you can immediately get out. It's a little more forgivable here than in some places because you do have pretty good obstacles to use to get out to minimize damage, but we'll see if it becomes a habit. In general, I would prefer you, you would be correct to not do this. Not sure why you're doing widespreads on him. Like, triple singles would have been better there. He's easy to hit triple singles on. There you got a nice widespread because of the distance, but when he was dropping... So, again, use your high ground. Go up to the right here and throw stuff down. Go up here and push back the Echo. You don't need to kill the Reinhardt, especially the Reinhardt is going to constantly be getting a Mercy heal. Like, even if you're getting some damage around on him, that's better than hurting the shield, but he's going to get healed back up a bit by Mercy because you're the only one really on him. That deflect had no value. Okay. So you're gonna shoot at the Doomfist now, right? Not go find a Reinhardt shield? This is fine. He doesn't want to fight you. This is good. No! No! What do you think you're dashing? I don't mind the deflect, you're in trouble. I get that there's two people there, but you don't just go, oh, it's multiple people, so I'll get good dash damage. Like, dash, you can't just be going, oh, this is a good dash because it's going to get me lots of damage. Dash needs to be a finisher or an escape. Again, it can be part of a coordinated dive where you just have faith that your whole team play, it's going to work. They're going to get the dash damage plus the Winston landing damage plus the double melee plus the tracer coming in. Like, that's okay. But, like, if you're playing solo like this, dash has to either be to get out or you have to be very sure that it's going to get you the kill and get you the kill pretty much instantly. Like, if you're confident enough that you can go, I'm going to dash, I'm immediately going to turn around and double or triple headshot him, and that's going to be the finisher because I've done the math and I'm confident that I can hit the shot, that's totally fine with me. You have shown me no evidence that you can do that at this point, though. So until you can do that, dash is your finisher, and even when you can do that, you need to be mathing harder when you can dash and get that elimination. Yeah, I mean, the Diva, of course, was still fully armored, etc., and the Doomfist was at half. Like, this was, no, now you're out of position with no way out. Your only way out is what? Pop Dragonblade? You're not going to pop Dragonblade with 89 health out of position. Yeah, you totally fed there. You totally fed, and you didn't have to. And your team had point control, so this was like that team fight was totally up in the air, and you fed. No! What do you think you're doing with that dash? That is not a thing. That dash onto Mercy when she was like that, like, ugh. Yeah. Okay, so you're swapping dash. That's probably a good move because you're putting yourself out of position with your dashes. You're not getting any good value out of them. So that's what we call poking. 2v6? 3v6? Why would you poke into that? They're all there. They were all there. Your team was still catching up here. You as Ashe don't need to be in front of your team. I don't know what's with frontline Ashes recently. Like, oh, hey, there's a Roadhog. I can let him go first. Or if my team's going this way, I can potentially, find my way to high ground or take a different angle. But if you're going the same direction as your team, you don't need to be in front of your team as Ashe. Not a thing you need to be doing. If you're on a different angle, I don't care if you're, roughly the same close distance to them, etc. I hope you coach gun out. Yeah. Okay. So of course they were immediately going to be holding this angle, and you have no other teammates threatening. So like, let your other teammate threaten first. Let your Roadhog, who's a little more beefy than you, threaten first. So maybe they look at him, maybe they start shooting at him, and that's your window to peek. Like, I can guarantee you they saw Mercy and you go that way, so they were holding to either look at this angle or holding to look at this angle, and you walk into the angle that they're holding. Let your Hog do that for you. He's, got more bulk than you, and then as soon as they start shooting at him, you can peek and shoot. Or you can say, I don't want this, I'm going to go this way. Either of those would be better than what you're doing.
Damage boost engaged.
Where are you? Where are teams? Okay, so this time, little bit of, okay, maybe Roadhog's sort of in front of you. I don't really think that's the case. But again, like, you are trying hard to frontline your way through these, and you just don't need to. Let your team rotate in. Let your team pull a little pressure for you over here. I guarantee you now they're paying a little more attention to Sigma. They probably weren't a few seconds ago. Let's take a look. Because Sigma probably wasn't here when you went down. And let's see how this works. Okay, so you just went down. Oh, I went too far. And now Sigma's here. I did go too far, darn it. I'm going to have to do that better. Okay, you're at half health. You're pushing your way in front of your Roadhog. You see this? And you're way in front of your Roadhog before your Sigma has pulled any attention. In like a second, this Sigma is going to hit with a rock, and that's going to make them go, oh, there's two threats we have to pay attention to now. There's you we have to pay attention to, and there's the Sigma over here. You would rather the Sigma be the first one to peek and you the second one to peek. Or if you're the first one to peek, you would rather be the first one to peek in a direction that they're not already looking. This is the default direction for them to look. You have a mercy pocket, which is nice, but you do not want to be the first one to peek from the direction that they're already looking. Let your Roadhog do that if it's going to come from this direction, or let your Sigma pull some attention with this rock and then by taking the space, and then when they turn or the backline starts to deal with this, then you can potentially push in here and go do your stuff. But you don't want to be the first one to peek in an angle that they're already looking at as Ashe, even when you have a mercy pocket. Because, you know, 6 people shoot at you. It's bad. Yeah, you can challenge it. You've got the 3v1. Be careful about going out here, but... No! Your team is backed off. When you're trying to get just the quick kill on the Echo with the 3v1, even when you poked out here for an instant to do it, that was fine. But really think about this. Is your team in this? I know you just lost someone. You have your Moira's in the spawn room and your Pharaoh just left spawn room. Your Sigma's sort of contributing. And these guys are sort of contributing. They're at 86. You only get one more team fight. Why make this your team fight? Why make this messy thing your team fight? Get your full 6v6 team fight. You don't need to force this 4v6 team fight. If you could have gotten the Echo kill, that perhaps changes things. Okay, you've got the Echo elimination, and now maybe you want to push out to try and deny the res, etc. And then I'm for it. But you didn't get it, and that's fine. It was the right play to go for it. And you just back right back off. And, you know, wait the 6 seconds for your team, and you'll still touch in plenty of time. You're only going to get one team fight before this spawn is over, before this round is over regardless. Make it a better one.
Adaptive circuit engaged. Roadhog.
Okay. I mean, we've got some target selection issues there. I don't mind opening with the TNT, but you immediately needed to go for a light target that you could immediately take down to potentially make a difference, like a Mercy, a McCree, something like that. But that's fine. I get it. Purple mech is flying towards you. You want to get rid of it. It's minor. You weren't really going to get back into that 1v6. Okay, so far what we're seeing is you're just too interested in being in the thick of it, and really on neither of these heroes do you want to be in the thick of it. Genji gets a little more in the thick of it than Ashe does, but Genji gets in the thick of it when he has ways to get out, and he gets in the thick of it from the side of them, from above them, from behind them, and then he has his dash to get out, or he uses his dash to get the elim, so he has his dash to get out. See how that works? Whereas Ashe, you don't need to be in the thick of it. You can take off angles. You can let your tanks draw some hate first. Yeah, you've got a tank in here, so this is a little better. I'd prefer you were on a wider angle, but this is better than what you were doing. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. It's a little disappointing that you're on the same angle as your Junkrat here, but that's fine. And now your Rhine's down, so please stop being in front of your tanks again.
I get the idea.
Okay, this is the main angle. This is probably what they're paying attention to, not your Sigma over here. So I'd actually let your Sigma push up to here. I'd let your Sigma and Moira win this and push up to here. And then once he starts shooting, they'll go, oh, it's not the main angle they're coming from. It's this angle. And they'll turn and look at him. And that's when you can peek main and go, okay, let me get a quick limb on the Lucio, or let me get a quick limb on the Anna back there, etc. That's what you're looking to do. Okay. You had warning for that, so I'm not super worried about it, though. See how much easier this was? They're all looking in the other direction, so you get that shot on Kree. He's quick to cover, so, you know, good on him. But now you get easy follow-up shots on the Lucio, the Diva, preferably the Echo that's right in your face. Preferably that. But if you don't like what you see, you can pretty quickly close this angle. You should really already be taking one step to the left here so that you can close it faster, because there's that Kree's likely at some point to want to peek again and be able to hit back at you, and it would be nice if you closed the angle a little bit more to make that harder while still being able to shoot at these three, but hey. Good. And you see how this is working a little better for you when they're threatened from both sides. It doesn't help that your Rhine is just not swinging right now, but now that your Rhine has some health, it would have been helpful if he was swinging in this direction the whole time, so that they had to pick between you and the mercy-pocketed Rhine over there. And whichever way they go, the other direction is doing dangerous stuff into them, etc. So you want this. This is good. And that's why this works a little better for you. The Diva's still going to get you unless Mercy bails you out. She should. Yeah.
Bob, do something.
That's not a good Bob. That had to go deeper. That's not a good Bob because the enemies are going to immediately retreat to a point where the Bob and your team are both shooting from the same direction. So a single Rhine shield or a single piece of cover blocks all of it, or Diva Matrix in one direction blocks all of it. You want your Bobs to be in places where it gets them from multiple directions. Like if your Bob is here, they have to go, oh shoot, the Bob can shoot us in the back and you guys can shoot us in the front, and they're going to close cover on it, and fight just the Bob, but that's still better than the Bob you put out. A really good Bob would be something like probably over here, like if you could land your Bob on this pillar, that would be good because it's going to shoot here, it's going to do work, it's going to push into these guys, and they can't really close cover on it easily because they'd want to go somewhere like here, but going here, they still take damage from you guys. And they go, okay, well, what about here? Well, I still take damage from you guys, and they don't have any good spots to rotate to other than like all the way off point, and you go, okay, well, we'll happily take point from you. Okay. You should have been able to read where that was going a little bit faster, but that's not a big deal. You have to gun out. Yeah, there you go. He's nanoed. Is there another target? Is there another target? Okay.
Damage boost engaged.
How y'all doing? Hey.
Okay, so see how it's easier when they're looking in a different direction at your Sigma, at your Moira up there, not at you? You want more of that. That's easier when you're not frontlining in front of your team. It's easier when you're on the off angles, etc.
Capture circuits engaged.
your team's here, not totally ready to push in yet. You can rotate out to here and do work while your team presses in. That would be perfectly fine. It would be good even. That's really a rotation, Bob. Okay, so they're gonna get this. Okay. So that's what I expected. I played a little more Ashe than Genji, so we'll start with Ashe. And for Ashe, it really is going to be about Ashe is not a frontline short range hero. She is a medium to long range hero, which means hey, if you can let your Roadhog go in front of you, if you're committing core with your team, so be it. But let your tanks go in front of you. If you're going on off angles, I don't mind if you're in front of the rest of your team because you're not with the rest of your team, but the rest of your team should still be threatening on another angle, generally before you peek, or the opposing team shouldn't know you're there when you peek. You follow what I'm saying? You don't want to peek into the opposing team ahead of your team when the opposing team knows you're there. Let's summarize it like that. Basically, too much frontline Ashe. The other thing that I can say is your Genji play. Dash, you have to get resets off of your dash, man. Like, dash is to get out or to get resets. It is not I'm going to dash through 2 or 3 people and I'll get more damage that way, so it's worth using dash. You don't go dash for, dash is part of my max DPS rotation. No, this is Overwatch. This isn't some MMO with max DPS rotations that you're worried about. It's more PvP where, you've got to make sure you do things in ways that win you the duel, the engagement, the 3v3, the 3v4, etc. So I hope that helped. If you have any questions, or if anyone has questions, you can throw them in the YouTube comments below. Or if anyone's looking for coaching, my Discord is in the description below. Finally, if you guys are enjoying the content, by all means, feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks. Temporal out.